Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. Welcome to another edition of the Q&A with the IBFP, and we're just going to get right into it. Serge starts off with the first question. He said, did Ruiz just become more famous than Wilder to U.S. fans? Absolutely. And not only is Andy Ruiz more famous to U.S. fans, he's more famous worldwide. You know, he's did something and made history. So Andy Ruiz right now in one fight not only has a better resume than Deontay Wilder, but is a more famous athlete than Deontay Wilder. But let's keep it going. Boxing Monster states, Nuke, how many racially motivated videos do you think Dante's Bias Nation will create after a Mexican won the heavyweight belt? By the way, Ruiz beat AJ, not Wilder. And at the end of the day, a lot of people tend to think, especially at bias channels like Dante's Bias Nation, that Deontay Wilder beat Anthony Joshua. Biased Boxing Ego thinks that Deontay Wilder beat Anthony Joshua. These fanboys seem to think that any success of someone else, if it hurts a guy that they don't like, because these guys are PBC fanboys. They only praise PBC fighters, and they only respect PBC fighters. They only believe PBC fighters are the best fighters. And, that exposes their own bias. Yes, Andy Ruiz is with the PBC, but at the end of the day, Anthony Joshua, has done more in his career than Deontay Wilder with this many less fights. At the end of the day, Andy Ruiz beat Anthony Joshua, not Deontay Wilder. And I think that, these clowns don't deserve a platform at this level with this many people because all they're spewing is garbage. But let's keep it going. Jose Yepes says, did Ruiz just end marinating of fights? And if so, thank you, Andy. I believe so. I mean, he's ended some of the marinating. Hopefully, we'll see if fighters continue to duck. Watsu Rahman says, in your opinion, what are the best fights in the current schedule of boxing? For example, what fights should boxing fans look out for in the months ahead? The fights that fans should look out for in the months ahead, I will start with the Canelo Álvarez fights and Callum Smith fight. So I'll put it like this. If Callum Smith, gets the Canelo fight, that'll be a hell of a fight. But if he doesn't get that fight, Callum Smith will fight a Billy Joe Saunders, hopefully, and Canelo Álvarez would fight a Triple G. So those are both great fights. You get Anthony Joshua coming up towards the end of the year with Andy Ruiz rematch. That'll be fantastic. You'll get Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz. And, since the first fight shocked a lot of people, in the 7th round, Wilder was almost out on his feet. I think that a lot of people would look forward to the rematch. Now, when it was first announced, I understand that it's a meaningless and pointless fight. Most people feel like Luis Ortiz will get slept. But after watching what happened with Andy Ruiz, you have to feel like that Luis Ortiz could have a legitimate shot at Deontay Wilder, who's the most defensively and technically sound fighter that has the worst technical fundamentals in the history of boxing. You have to feel that Luis Ortiz is going to have a terrific chance since he is very technically sound. But let's keep it going. Miguel states, in my opinion, Triple G should steamroll Rolls and roll through Saturday night. That being said, should he look terrific in camp, and does he stand a better chance of beating Canelo the third time around decisively? And in second fight, I thought Canelo won convincingly. I think that if Triple G changes his approach and risks getting knocked out, he could potentially get the knockout. But that's, I feel like I would still favor Canelo Álvarez to beat Triple G under any circumstance. But I feel like Triple G, if he makes himself more vulnerable, take more chances, he'll have a better chance to win than before. Barker Raider states, not really a question, but more of a statement. The win over AJ Ruiz has a better win on his resume than Wilder. Absolutely. Andy Ruiz already has a better resume than Deontay Wilder at this point and this early in the game. Perfect. Nepal basically states, question, what are people? There are people who have said that this win makes Andy Ruiz greater than Canelo Álvarez. I'm not sure. They're only saying this because Ruiz is with the PBC, but let's go with it. So based on that, it isn't logical, and that it makes Andy Ruiz the A-side over Deontay Wilder if they were ever going to fight. So at the end of the day, Andy Ruiz would be the A-side over Deontay Wilder, because the A-side is not just about belts, which Andy Ruiz has over Wilder, but it's also about fame, selling tickets, and Andy Ruiz has literally become a star overnight. But you're absolutely right, and I don't think that any fighter in North America or even in the world is bigger than Canelo Álvarez at this point, especially with Anthony Joshua's loss. Mendonça basically states, why are Wilder's fans acting like he was the one who beat AJ? I agree with you 100%. I don't understand why these guys are celebrating another fighter's loss because Wilder ducked him and that's why we have what we have. But let's just keep it going. Now, Emmanuel Moreno states, if Ruiz could get a victory against AJ, will PBC milk Ruiz for money, being that he would not only no doubt be the number one heavyweight and most likely be the most popular Mexican boxer, will he also be the number one priority over Wilder? Lastly, will they ever put Ruiz Jr. versus Wilder? Yes, I think they'll make the Ruiz versus Wilder fight, but I think it'll be after an Anthony Joshua fight. If Ruiz can beat Anthony Joshua in a rematch, that makes him a superstar, and I think they will try to milk that, and they'll prioritize him over Deontay Wilder. But at the same time, beating Anthony Joshua twice in the UK, if that's where they have it, is going to be an extremely difficult task. And I'm starting to favor Anthony Joshua in a potential rematch. And should Joshua pull out the rematch, I would love to see a trilogy. I think a trilogy with Ruiz and Joshua would be a hell of a trilogy. But at the end of the day, Andy Ruiz has never been decisively beaten, so it's hard to pick anyone over Andy Ruiz. That's a close fight. But let's just keep it going. Jessica Cardini says, I love how Ruiz beat the F out of Joshua, but I still respect Joshua. Can you make a prediction or breakdown of Kawanaki versus Ruiz? I think that'll be probably the best fight to make in boxing stylistically, because Ruiz and Kawanaki will just go at it. Both guys have got good hands, good feet, so both guys will be a massive problem. But once again, this sums up part one of the Q&A with the IBFP. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.